Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held bilateral talks with New Zealand's PM, Christopher Luxon, in Auckland today. His first visit to the country in 4 decades. Speaking afterward, PM Modi called it a historic milestone, thanking Luxon for hosting the visit in Auckland, New Zealand's economic capital. He said he was deeply moved by the warmth shown by the New Zealand's people. On trade, PM Modi praised the speed of the India-New Zealand FTA, saying the entire country came together to finalize it in record time, calling it, and I quote, perhaps a global first. He thanked Luxon and his government for the achievement. Let's listen in.
Great.
कल रात्रि को आपका एयरपोर्ट पे आना ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा जेस्चर है और मेरी तरफ से मैं विशेष रूप से आपका आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और आपके मंत्री से पूरा समय मेरे साथ रहे रात को। मेरे लिए खुशी की बात है कि 40 साल के बाद भारत के प्रधानमंत्री का न्यूजीलैंड आना हुआ है और आपने एक प्रकार से आपकी आर्थिक राजधानी में कार्यक्रम बना करके भारत और न्यूजीलैंड के संबंधों को एक नई ताकत देने का एक अवसर पैदा किया है। मैं आपका बहुत बहुत आभारी हूं। न्यूजीलैंड के लोगों के बीच आकर उनका भारत के प्रति जो स्नेह है ये देखकर कोई भी व्यक्ति बहुत ही भावुक हो जाता है और मेरे मन को वो छूने वाला है और इसके लिए भी मैं बहुत आपका आभारी हूं। ये हमारे संबंधों में एक ऐतिहासिक पड़ाव है।
Now, New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher Luxon welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi during delegation-level talks in Auckland, calling the visit a historic milestone in India-New Zealand relations. Luxon said this was the first time by an Indian Prime Minister to New Zealand in 40 years and thanked PM Modi for his personal contribution to strengthening bilateral ties. The New Zealand Prime Minister said the two countries had made tremendous progress on the free trade agreement and announced that India and New Zealand would establish a strategic partnership to further expand their cooperation. Let's listen in.
It is a great pleasure to honor to host you here today. It's a truly historic event, as you and I have talked about last night, marking the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to New Zealand in 40 years. This visit is also a significant milestone in the New Zealand-India relationship. When I visited last year, you welcomed me and my delegation with great warmth and tremendous generosity, and I'm therefore delighted to welcome you here. Thank you for the relationship and thank you for what you've put into it personally. I think we've made tremendous progress in a very short period of time on the trade agenda, but today's focus is about more than just the FTA. It's about where we go to next in this relationship and how we broaden that out. And I know we have very proud to announce that we will be forming a strategic partnership which will give the relationship more framework and breadth for us to continue to expand as we go.
My colleague Manohar Kesri is joining me with the latest updates on this. Manohar, आप हमें और क्या जानकारी दे सकते हैं? All right, I do have my colleague Arzu Seth joining me instead with the latest updates. Arzu, over to you.
Well, yes, Prime Minister Narendra Modi describes the India-New Zealand free trade agreement as a historic milestone in the bilateral ties between both the country, and in fact, thanking New Zealand Prime Minister for concluding the pact in a short span. In fact, during the delegation level talk in Auckland, PM Modi also hailed the first visit by any Indian Prime Minister to New Zealand in 40 years, saying it had infuse new momentum into the relationship and reaffirm that two countries' commitment to deepening their partnership. It gave, great pleasure that an Indian Prime Minister had visited the New Zealand for the first time in 40 years. This is what the Prime Minister of New Zealand has said, and also he talked about the personal contribution of Prime Minister in strengthening the bond and the relationship between both the countries, and also talked about strengthening it further. And also by organizing an event in your economic capital, PM has said that you have created an opportunity to infuse new strength onto the, into the relationship between India and New Zealand. And Prime Minister said that he's deeply grateful. So definitely, two leaders also discussed about FTA, and the Prime Minister said that the warm shown by the people of New Zealand towards India was deeply moving, and described the visit as defining moment in the bilateral ties. This marks a historic